So we're moving on to ONF, the Ontario Neurotrauma Foundation. Am I off? Is it ONF next? Yes. So Corinne, can you come forward with your partner, Chad? So Corinne and Chad are from the Ontario Neurotrauma Foundation, and the foundation has been instrumental in developing guidelines for how concussions should be diagnosed and managed in our province. They have an excellent website with lots of helpful concussion material on the website. Corinne has been with ONF for many years. We've interacted on several occasions, and Chad is a more recent addition to ONF, so please tell us about ONF's role in concussion.
Great. Hi, and thank you for letting us speak. We're going to speak very briefly about some patient and family education materials that we've developed. As Dr. Tedder said, ONF's been around for a while, since 1998, and we are an organization that has as its mission to improve the quality of life and health outcomes for people with brain injury and spinal cord injury, and to prevent injury from occurring. Most recently, we have been working very hard in the field of using research evidence to improve health practices. And you mentioned our guidelines. Thank you. We have guidelines in pediatric for children and youth in diagnosing and managing concussion, as well as adults. We work with a lot of different stakeholders across the whole gamut, from researchers to policymakers to service association representatives, but most importantly with people with lived experience and family members. And our focus is on all ages across the whole lifespan. And we are really, it doesn't matter how you're injured. It's beyond, I guess it's just a matter of all kinds of injury. So it doesn't matter where or how you get injured, our materials will be relevant to you. Carmela earlier mentioned that we had come out with these standards for care. Let's advance. Not advancing. Well, I can also work without slides. You gave a great talk. I think we can do it too. Are we there? Yes. So concussion standards, really it's a way to sort of set a bar and try to get everybody to aspire to meeting these standards for post-concussion care. And you might ask, well, why are they needed? So we came up with them with the help of about 100 stakeholders that were involved from start to finish in this work. They were identified as being needed because we noticed that there was a huge variation of the way care, not the care practice itself, but the services and the way they were organized and who was providing them and how they were being provided. There was an enormous variation across the province. And there were new clinics and providers popping up all over the place, and a lot of people saying, I'm a concussion expert. I'm a concussion expert. Some of them did not necessarily have the training and experience that we would want them to have. So really, concussion was becoming a bit of a business. And patients and families were in distress. We were getting calls weekly, several times a week, from people who were just desperate to find out information. They were confused, they didn't know how to navigate the system, and they didn't know when they should be receiving care, from whom, were they getting the right care. So the standards were, there are 15 of them. They're really focused on what is needed to provide high quality care. And there are 8 tools and resources that go with them. They are evidence-based. As I mentioned, there were 100 different stakeholders involved in the process, very much including people with lived experience and family members. And they are for healthcare providers and for patients. And Chad is now going to actually talk about what they are.
Good evening, everybody. Very excited to be here tonight. So we are really thrilled to be launching this. So this is the new Concussion Handbook for patients and families, which is derived from the concussion standards that Karine was just talking about. And so we actually received additional input from patients and families on this booklet. And at this point, we actually have a hard copy, which you are all receiving right now. And we also have an online version, and it will soon be converted into French. So what's the purpose of this booklet? So we really want you to feel confident about navigating through the healthcare system. And if you're anybody like me, who's had multiple concussions before, it's you really get disarrayed in the first few days of not knowing what to do, where to go. And so this is more so a guide that will just really help you navigate through the healthcare system effectively, and really kind of take you on your concussion journey. It's okay, my mic dropped, but I have a loud voice, so that's all right. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about the booklet itself. So if you want to actually follow along, that'd be excellent. So we're just going to open it up onto the first page. And so you'll notice here that you'll see you have a list of a table of contents that says, what a concussion is, symptoms of a concussion, warning signs of more serious brain injuries. And then there's also a list of questions there that we try to help identify. So who can help? What are some key questions to ask healthcare providers? And actually, if you flip it up into the middle of the book now, we have the do's and don'ts in the first few days of recovery that are really some simple but practical approaches that you can take or share with other people that that they can put up on a fridge or they can kind of have home. That's really kind of an accessible resource. And then there's also the concussion care and recovery pathway, which is right behind it, which is like a flow chart of how to navigate through the healthcare system. And we also have tonight a postcard that's still at the registration desk, but you can actually grab one on your way out. And this postcard will take you to concussionsontario.org, which is another one-stop shop to really look at all the different resources like support systems, concussion videos, and different kind of things that are really going to help you navigate again through that healthcare system. And on top of that, on our website, we really want you to kind of share this material, and we have a big button in there, which I think I'm going to press now. Yeah, there it is. So it's saying provide feedback on this material. So we really want to hear from the patients and families. We really want to hear what you liked about the concussion booklet, what you didn't like, what kind of improvements that you think could be made, and things that we might not even be aware of different things that you might go through that would be really beneficial for us to hear. So that would be excellent, and you can also follow us onto the Ontario Neurotrauma Foundation on Twitter, so just ONT Neurotrauma, and we're really excited because we made a patient-friendly version for our standards, and now we're just about to release the third edition of the guidelines, which we're then going to make another patient-family resource as well. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it, and hopefully you take a look at our